How can you tell the difference between a woman that really likes you and a woman that's just stringing you along? Well, on today's show, you're going to learn 7 simple ways to tell if a woman is really in it for you or she's just in it for the attention. It can be very hard as a guy sometimes to tell when your interest is so high that you're not quite able to really see what's going on. And so you might have a woman that you feel is showing you signals, saying certain things to you, or doing things that indicate that she has a high interest. But again, you don't want to be blindsided because in the process of looking, you might be so highly interested that you're missing signals that actually indicate that she's really not all that interested and that she's just wanting you for attention. She's using you just for dinners. And so to help rectify that, I'm going to give you the 7 ways to tell if a woman is highly interested versus if she's just there to take up some time while she's waiting for somebody else to come along. Okay. So I have them on my iPad up here. So first thing is a woman that is interested in you will push you for definite dates and times when discussing possible future plans. And so what I mean by that is that let's say you're talking to a woman and you say, hey, we should go out for dinner sometime. We should go to some event sometime. If she's saying like, oh, sure, that'd be great. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, that'd be awesome. But she's not actually pushing to say, hey, so when are we going to do it? What time are we going to do it? What day? These are the days that I'm available. I live in this part of town. If she's not giving you anything that indicates that she's actually trying to like narrow down a day and time for you guys to go, then most likely she's just in this for attention. She likes the fact that a guy likes her enough to ask her out, and she will allow you to keep asking her out and never meet up with you. So if they're not pushing you to set a definite day and time, that's your first major clue that she might not be as interested in you as you think she is. Okay. That's the first one. The second way to tell if a woman is interested is that you actually end up meeting with her in person. So beyond just setting the definitive date and time, it's one thing to set the date. It's another thing for the woman to actually show up on the date. So when you set a day and time, and then you go to the spot you're supposed to meet, and she shows up, that is already a great sign because many women will act like they're interested in person, and then when you go away and you try to meet up with them and they don't show up, they're like, oh, something came up, oh, I'm busy, flake, whatever. But the point is, she's not showing up. Women that like you are going to, at the very, very least, show up. And rarely also, with women that actually meet up with you, you will never hear the excuse of, I'm busy. Like, women that want to meet up with you will always make time for you. I don't care if they're in law school. I don't care if they're a doctor. I don't care if they have 3 or 4 kids at home and they're running around all the time. A woman that likes you is going to make the time to see you because she wants you to know that you are important enough to her to actually do that in person. All right. That's the second one. The third way to tell if a woman is interested in you versus stringing you along is you get no kind of pushback on these dates when you're making physical moves. And this is a great way to test to see if a woman's just there for the free meal versus if she's there for you. And it might not necessarily be on the first date, but usually like the second, third date, those are the dates when the kissing starts to happen. Sometimes like the heavy makeout sessions happen. Sometimes you might even get a hookup out of it. But the point is, on those dates, when you're going for these moves, a woman that is interested in you is going to let you kiss her because she actually wants to kiss you back. Or if you're doing certain touches, you try to like touch her on the arm, well, she's going to touch you on the arm. She's going to try to hold your hand. She's going to be doing these things that allow for tactile touch to happen. If you're going for these simple moves early on and she's backing up, like you're trying to reach for her hand and she backs it away, you go for a kiss and she turns and gives you the cheek, well, that should tell you that she's probably not as highly interested in you as you may have thought she was. That's the third thing. The fourth way to tell if a woman is interested in you versus stringing you along is at some point, if you've been dating her long enough or you're with her long enough, she's going to want a title. I mean, she's going to be called the girlfriend. She's going to be a nickname of some kind. As you guys are dating longer and longer, she's going to want to be the fiance. She's going to want the title of wife. Women that like you are going to be pushing for these titles. This is why I tell you guys that there's no need for you to bring up the, hey, so what are we conversation. If you're dating a girl for 2 to 3 months and she's really feeling you, then by the 3rd month, she's going to start asking those questions. Hey, what are we? So am I just somebody you're dating? Is it possible for us to become boyfriend and girlfriend? She's going to want a title established that separates her from other women that are in your life. If a woman is dating you for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months and is not at any time pushing for some kind of title, she might not be interested. She might just be stringing you along for your resources, for the free meals and for whatever. But the fact that she's not pushing to separate herself out from these other women that are your friends or relatives or whatever, that's a very telling signal that indicates that she may not be as interested as you thought she was. So that is the fourth thing. The fifth way to tell if a woman is highly interested versus if she's just stringing you along is she gives to you as much as you give to her, meaning she's not just in this to take from you. After about really the second or third date, a woman that is highly interested is going to start trying to let you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she actually is in this for the long haul and is in it for you. And that's when she'll start suggesting dates. That's when she'll start saying, hey, babe, I saw this thing at the store and I just thought of you. And here's this thing. She'll come to you and say, hey, babe, what is it that I can do for you? You do so much for me and I appreciate it, but I want to know what I can do for you. What is your love language? What things do you like to eat in the morning? Like simplistic stuff like that. A woman that likes you is going to want to give back. A woman that's just in it for herself and just stringing you along, you're going to be giving and giving and giving. And she might say, oh, thank you here. That's so nice of you there. That's so lovely there. But she's not trying to give to you, whether that's, gift stuff or even in the bedroom, they get stingy where it's like, you satisfy them and then they don't want to do anything or even ask any questions about what possibly satisfy you. Like women that like you are going to do this because they want to give, because again, they want you to know that they're there for you. So that way you'll continue to see them in a good light. So that's the fifth way. The sixth way to tell if a woman is highly interested versus if she's stringing you along is she will eventually start to bring you around her friends and family versus hiding you away. You see, a woman that likes you wants other people to know that you are in her life. And so to that end, she will start pushing for couples dates. She will start pushing to bring you to parties around her friends. And I know as an introvert, that's going to be a thing you got to negotiate in terms of how often that's going to happen or how long you're going to stay at these things. And I did a show previously about how you can talk about meeting the girls you're dating's friends before you go there so you can get a better read on how to meet people with her help. That's another show altogether. But the point is, you're going to be important enough to her to where she's going to want to bring you around her friends and her family. A woman that is just trying to use you, she might come to your place for a hookup here and there or whatever, but she ain't telling nobody about you. She ain't telling her family. She ain't telling her friends. Every time she goes to see you, she's making up some excuse like, oh, I'm going to the office. I'm going to dinner someplace, whatever, but they're not mentioning your name. And that's a very bad sign. That means you are basically like her dirty little secret. And I don't know about you, but I do not want to be any woman's dirty little secret. If we're dating and I'm spending money on her, people need to know. So a woman that likes you is aware of that. And also, again, she likes the fact that she can show up that somebody actually likes her back too. So she will bring you around her friends and family. Okay. That is the sixth way. And finally, the seventh way to tell if a woman is highly interested versus if she is just stringing you along, very, very important, is that you will never, ever see or hear about her flirting with other guys, especially in front of you. Some dudes, man, some of you dudes out there, you have women that you're talking to and you go to like a bar or something like that. Next thing you know, she's like laughing at the guy at the bar and she's letting him get her a drink and stuff. And dude, I'm telling you, like, I know this dating thing can seem hard, but something as simple as that. Women that like you do not flirt with other men. They don't have Instagram or Facebook accounts where they're trying to show off themselves in the tightest outfits and dresses. They're not posting every day about, oh, how do I look cute? She's not allowing comments from other guys that leave comments like, oh, you're so cute or you look sexy or hot to thrive on her page. Like, because women that like you don't want to accidentally do anything that could give you the impression that she's either going after another guy or that she's continuing to try to get other men's attention, all right? The women that are doing that, they're out there looking for the bigger, better deal, which means you are the standby guy. You are the standby guy that she's using as a means to show that other guys still find her attractive, and she's using you for attention, but she's also using it to beacon to other guys that, hey, I am desirable. See, this guy likes me, so please come over here and like me also, and I'll flirt with you and whatever to get your attention, and then I'll leave this guy for you if you're better or have more money, yada, 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 okay? So, again, just to recap, these are the 7 ways to tell if a woman is highly interested versus if she's stringing you along. Number 1, she pushes for definite dates and times. Number 2, you actually get to meet up with her in person. No flakes. No, I'm busy, this or that. 3, she says, 3, you get no kind of pushback when you're trying to make physical moves. You're kissing, you're touching, etc. Number 4, inevitably, she's going to be asking for a title. Number 5, she gives to you as much as you give to her. Number 6, she brings you around her friends and family at some point. No, not early on. Not like usually the first 2 or 3 months, but once you guys are solidified and you guys are in a relationship, usually she'll start bringing you around more, okay? So don't expect that to happen in the first 2 or 3 months. Honestly, it should not, okay? It's too much too soon. And number 7 is that she never, ever flirts with other guys in your presence, okay? If your woman is doing these 7 things, then there's a good chance that she is really into you and she is not stringing you along. And if you need more tips on how to really read those kind of signals and what to do when she's showing you signals so you can make the right moves and keep her interested, you can go to introvertdatingsuccess.com, check out my eBooks, check out my programs, and I got a lot of other materials there that are designed to help you with these kinds of situations. Thank you for watching this episode of the Introvert Dating Success Show. If you found the info in this episode to be helpful, please show your support by clicking on the tip jar tab, the link of which can be found at the website and in the description below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment on this episode and catch new episodes right here on YouTube or wherever podcasts can be found. In the meantime, be sure to check out these other episodes so you too can learn to date as your introverted self while still getting your precious alone time. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.